Welcome to an all-new episode of the EDJ Whitetails. Thanks so much for tuning in. Using cell cams to your advantage in the late season. Hang with us here. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back. December 29th today. I had that right. I checked before I left the house. December 29th, it's about 2:30, and it's, again, not a super cold day here in northeast Iowa. It's probably in the upper 30s, a decent northwest to north wind, maybe 10 miles an hour. Not exactly ideal conditions for the late season. However, I have noticed on my cell cam, one of them, that typically this time of year, not to get off track here, but typically this time of year, I would hunt right over top of the food. That's where they're going to end up. That's where they're going to want to be. But with it being warm like this, they're not making it there in time. And what I've noticed on my cell cam in this area that I'm going to is they've been rolling through there on their way to the food. And it's almost like an early season pattern where you're catching them right in the middle of bed to food. Basically, I shouldn't say almost, it is. And I picked this up on the cell cam, and we're going to try it tonight. Not conventional for late season, not something I'm used to in late season, but we'll be in the woods, and we're going to see how this works. Be a little different change of pace from hunting the food plot, and it's always good to have some good scenery. Haven't been in this stand since probably mid-November, so it'll be fun to sit. Hang with me tonight, December 29th. Let's see if we can get some action. So as I walk in, I've got to be super quiet. This is in the woods, so they're probably not bedded terribly far from this stand location. This is a location I call the road stand, road camera. It's all right next to each other there. It looks as though they've been coming from the north, probably out of the west thicket, working down towards where I'm going to be, and then they head out into right out here, that field where we had all the turnips, where it flooded out from. The beans flooded out. We planted all those turnips and final forage. So that's my plan. We've got a northwest wind, like I said, and typically back in November they would come from back in the southeast there, and that northwest wind would not be very good on this setup. But with the way it shows on those cell cameras, I'm going to rely completely on that for the scouting for tonight's hunt. It looks like they're all coming from the northeast. What I gather is out of that west thicket. So we're on our way in. Should be a fun night. I got a little extra layer on tonight because it is just a touch colder, and should be a fun sit. Creek is still running high. It has come down a little bit. It's so neat this time of year. It looks like it's a trout stream. The water's so clean. She's flowing good. I haven't seen it flow that good since probably last July. All right, we've made our way into the stand, and it's coming at my face and going out into this old dry pond. And I can see some of the trails in here, like that one right there that comes right down. And we've still looks great. And then there's two trails that come out right there, and then right there is where they come out. The trail that I made coming out of that thicket. And then there's also a trail coming from the north along the edge of the thicket. So should be a dynamite setup. We'll see how this works. It's weird to me with having the wind blow back in what I would call a ridge in there that a lot of times they love to bed on in November and October. But I'm using the intel from the cell cam on how I'm hunting this tonight. I'm going to be very upset at my cell cam. Something different happens, but they're deer, so there's never and always or never. Those terms aren't even allowed, so excited to have the PSE in the tree and ready to go. It took me a minute to get the camera arm all situated, but I really like how it's in here. I think you as the viewers will like the camera arm a lot better as well. Plenty stable, and then when it's game time with the shot, I hopefully can just do a little something like that and get the shot off. So it's a good time of year to be getting used to some of the equipment. I've had the arm forever, but I never had a mount for my phone camera to go right on the arm. So, and as I said a couple videos back, I'm going to really tweak over the summer the bases for this arm. So that way I have the base in the tree at every stand, and I don't have so much to lug in and out. So, but we're going to use cell camera knowledge for tonight, and we're going to see how this works out. December 29th. Thanks for hanging with me here. While we wait for some deer, if you would hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And we're going to settle in. Got the Nomad ready to go. That wind's actually a little chilly, so I'm glad I decided to grab this. So it's right now 4:30, and I haven't not seen a deer yet this evening. Lots of geese, turkeys out in the switchgrass that I didn't get good footage on. A couple squirrels, and I can hear the pheasants moving around a lot right now. So everything's active except the deer, and the deer could be too. I'm not in the right spot, but thus far I'm going to call it the cellular camera disadvantage. But with that being said, it was anywhere between 4:40 and dark that they were coming through here, so we're getting close to when that would have been. So I'm not wrapping this up yet. I'm actually low because this is a spot where they can all of a sudden just be on you. So I'm being very careful because I would really love to get a big old doe out here. And I still think, with the way the wind is blowing, it's not blowing down on that ridge like I had initially talked about. It's actually blowing straight along the top of this dry pond, right along the north edge. happened here in the last half hour. Let's go right out of that trail. Just like told me. However, coming out right underneath. So actually went along the edge of the north edge of the pond and try to pond bed. The other two, as you saw, the one caught a little bit of my movement up here. Actually coming back now. And the other one walked on the road to go like over towards starting. As you can tell, I'm still getting used to the camera arm. That's the same little guy that sounds like a blue jet. That's the same little guy that caught my movement when he came out of the thicket. So he was already on alert. I don't like spooking him like that, but I was trying to keep the camera rolling. Anyway, the rest is history, but it's very cool to see him come right out of that trail that I had placed through there last March. It's always neat to see him utilizing something that I made. So, not gonna wrap this up yet. It's like 4:45. got quite a bit of daylight. Hang with me here. Well, can't tell on the video here, but it's getting really foggy. Losing light fast. Something. I don't know if a coyote came out of the grass or what, but that doe that just went across. As I started the interview, just got bumped back into the woods. At least I think that was a doe. But yeah, she's turning around all over in here now. She's going back out. I don't know. Weird. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I know earlier I was going to call it the cell cam disadvantage. I think we'll call it a advantage. The deer. There goes another one running through. There's got to be a coyote. I don't know if you can hear that or not. Another one just came from it. It may be the same one. I don't know. Running around crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up this evening. We'll call it the trail cam. Now she's running back through just crazy. It's the oddest thing. Alright, probably the longest outgoing interview ever. But anyway, we're going to call it the trail cam advantage. That was a big old nanny doe right there, which would have been perfect. But it's past legal shooting time. Legal is 5:09 tonight. 5 now. I'm not going to do that. So she went on by. I finally got it to where I could pause the camera. And we're going to wrap this up tonight. December 29th. All in all, pretty fun night, but use those cell cams to your advantage right now. Like,